This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is the meeting for the Lake Stevens Sewer District Board of Commissioners. It is Tuesday, 12/22/2020. And as we go into the meeting, I'm just going to read a short statement real quick that we generally do all the time. So, commissioners, staffs, and citizens, since this is a remote meeting, some initial comments are appropriate. As required by the governor's series of proclamations beginning on March 24, 2020, the Lake Stevens Sewer District is holding its commissioner meetings remotely using the GoToMeeting platform. While this is not our norm, we are glad to be able to ensure continuity of business operations. Members of the public who are participating, we are very grateful for your support and patience while we work through this interim way of doing business. Members of the public have been invited to join via virtual meeting format of the GoToMeeting. The public comment section of our agenda will be handled in the following way. First, comments, questions that were received or emailed through the sewer district's customer service will or otherwise received sufficiently in advance of the meeting will be read during the public forum. Secondly, during the meeting, anyone wishing to comment during the public forum may use the chat box feature and you'll be provided with the opportunity to comment. Board members, we're going to take attendance by calling your name. Please indicate whether or not you can clearly hear me and others on the line. We need to do our very best to speak one person at a time, so our note taker, even though this is a recorded session, can take any minute notes needed. So with that being said, Commissioner Stevenson, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Perfect, thank you. Commissioner Koshi.
I hear you in stereo.
Excellent. Okay, so with that being said, we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we will, if everybody's ready, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So moving on down to our agenda, we have the agenda as emailed to everybody. Hopefully they all have a copy in one way, shape, or form. The only item would be under 6B, if the commissioners just want to make a note. It's pretty much spells everything out in the amount, except for you'll want to add the check number. So check number that goes up to the 48,000 is check number 8236. So whoever makes the motion may want to just include that in there so it's officially noted in the meeting minutes. And so I don't know if the board has any additions they would like to add to the agenda, or if staff has anything they want to add.
Commissioner, 7C, a discussion on board positions. Who wants to be president and secretary for 2021, please?
Oh, okay. Add item C under number 7. Okay.
Also under number 7, could we add maybe a short discussion around timing or our proposed months that we'll have the utility meeting with our city partners, and also maybe what agenda items would be reoccurring on that, so we can just kind of get expectations set for the year and get it calendared, since I would anticipate us meeting the 4 times.
Okay.
Thank you.
Put that at 7D, utility calendar. I don't know if, Tara, did you get all that we had kind of put on there to update anything you may need?
I got it.
Perfect. Okay, so with that being said, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with the addendums as suggested.
I make a motion we approve the agenda with addendums as suggested.
It has been moved. Do we have a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion by the board or anyone? Not seeing anybody wave or indicate otherwise, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It has been moved and seconded and approved. Okay, moving on down to consent agenda items. I know we have A through I. I don't know if the board has any questions on that. They did receive the packet. Not seeing anybody object to it, I'd entertain a motion. We approve consent agenda items.
I make a motion, we approve consent items A through I.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody. Let's go on down to public forum. I don't know, Tara, if we've received any comments from the public via email or anything prior to the meeting.
We have not.
Okay, hearing none from there, we'll call for the public. Is there anybody that is in attendance today that would like to speak to the board in regards to anything that may or may not be on the agenda? We can have some conversation if that be the case. Not seeing anybody signify that, or even in the chat box or anything coming up on that. So with that being said, we'll move on down to old business. First item on the old business is A, and we'll give this to the Assistant General Manager because it is a contract in regards to the Washington State Department of Transportation and the Sewer District.
All right, thank you. This is a housekeeping item. As had been discussed with the board a few times, the district has requested WashDOT to construct the sewer line crossing at SR9 and 24th Street as part of WashDOT's roundabout project. In May of 2020, the district and WashDOT began negotiating the terms of the utility construction agreement. Several iterations of the agreement were passed between WashDOT and our legal counsel, and we finally reached an agreement in October. In October, we were informed that the execution of the contract was a time-sensitive item. So with discussing the contract with Tanya, the general manager, I was authorized to sign the agreement. The agreement outlines the terms and condition of payment to WashDOT for WashDOT's work in SR9 and 24th Street. This sewer crossing will link the Costco site to South Lake Stevens Road. This is a critical piece of providing service to the basin, extending from 99th Ave Southeast to South Lake Stevens Road. Due to the fact that this is a legal contract and because the contract needed board action, or because this is a legal contract and because of the cost, there needs to be board action. The estimated cost of construction is $318,825. District staff is asking that the board consider the agreement for approval, and if approved, authorize the assistant general manager to execute the agreement. The agreement has been reviewed by legal, engineering, and staff and is recommended for approval.
Perfect, thank you. Any questions from the board on that? I know it was in your packet, pretty standard. Looks like everybody has reviewed it. I know this is part of a project that the city is working on in regards to the Costco, so I don't know if the city had any comments or anything they wanted to add to it.
No comments.
Nothing.
Appreciate the partnership.
Okay, perfect. So with that being said, if there isn't any further, I would entertain a motion from the board to authorize the assistant general manager to sign the contract between the Sewer District and Washington State Department of Transportation for the crossing at State Route 9 and 24th Street Southeast, almost said Northeast.
I'll make a motion to authorize the assistant manager to sign the contract with WashDOT for sewer crossing at South State Route 9 and 24th Street North Southeast.
Okay, it has been moved. How about a second?
I second that.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion on that by the board? Not seeing or hearing anything. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 It has been approved. Thank you, staff, for that one. Moving on down to B, which is a payment approval for the Washington State Department of Transportation sewer crossing of State Route 9 and 24th Street Southeast contract in the amount of $48,000. And just to add to the addendum, there is a check number that would be added to that, which is 8236. And I'll turn that over to staff.
All right. One of the terms of the utility construction agreement with WashDOT is a prepayment. The prepayment represents about 15% of the overall or estimated project cost, rounded up, of course. The district staff recommends that the board approve the $48,000 prepayment to WashDOT for the SR 9 24th Street Southeast using check number 8236.
Perfect. Any discussion by staff or by board members on that? We just heard from staff, so not seeing or hearing. How about a motion to approve?
I make a motion, we approve the payment to WashDOT for the sewer crossing at State Route 9 and 24th Street Southeast, contract amount of $48,000, check number 8236.
It has been moved. And how about a second?
And I second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the WashDOT contract in the amount of $48,000 using check number, I just lost it in front of me, 8236, I think is what we were talking about. So call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you, everybody. And moving on down to the Vernon Business Center parking lot change order number 2.
All right. So this change order is for the addition of 3 GFC outlets on the new power pole or the new pole lights in the parking lot. This change order has a cost of $7,330.85, making the new contract amount $341,392.85. The change order has been reviewed by our consulting engineers and district staff and is recommended for approval.
All right, thank you. Any questions by the commissioners? Not seeing or hearing anything. Call for a vote on that with a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve change order number 2 for the Vernon Business Center parking lot.
And I second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Vernon Business Center change order number 2 as recommended by staff and the consulting engineers on that. Call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Moving on down to D, we have the collective bargaining agreement between the Lake Stevens Sewer District and Local Union 2489.
This one's mine. The CBA this year is a 5-year contract to begin on January 1st of 2021. I have nothing but positive things to say about the process this time around. Both sides I felt came to the table with reasonable requests. There's some increases for COLAs as well as some additional benefits for the employees. And so it's before you for approval.
Thank you much. Appreciate all the hard work by everybody on that, from both sides. I know it seemed to have gone really, really smooth. So that's great to see that we have that trust in each other and we can get something quickly agreed upon into the board. So I don't know if any of the members have any comments on that, any thoughts? Not hearing or seeing anything, I would entertain a motion that we approve the collective bargaining agreement between the Lake Stevens Sewer District and Local Union 2849 with our employees.
Yep, I'll make a motion, we approve a collective bargaining agreement between Lake Stevens Sewer District and Local Union 2849.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any further discussion, I should say, but not seeing or hearing any. We'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It has been approved. Thank you, everybody, for the hard work on that. We'll move down to resolution number 991, which is the Bachelor Door approval petition for annexation and referring the matter to the BRB, which is the Boundary Review Board.
All right, so the purpose of this resolution is the board's acceptance of the petition for the Bachelor Door annexation, and it also directs staff to move the matter on to the Boundary Review Board, which requires a packet of information we've got to send down there for their consideration. So Legal, engineering, and district staff have reviewed the resolution and recommend it for approval.
Perfect. Any questions, comments by the board members? Thoughts? Not hearing any coming out of anyone. Let's go ahead and if somebody wants to make a motion to approve resolution number 991.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 991 to move the matter to the Boundary Review Board.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 991, which is the Bachelor approval petition for annexation and referring the matter to the Boundary Review Board as recommended by staff, legal, and all parties involved. Call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It has been approved. Thank you, everybody, on that. New business, resolution number 992, which is a cost of living adjustment.
So resolution 992 is an update to the COLA for the non-represented employees, and it goes to match what was just approved in your CBA for the represented employees.
Yes, thank you. Thank you on that. I don't know if the board member has, they have any questions, comments?
No.
Oh, I should mention it was reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff.
Thank you. So not hearing or seeing anybody make any motions or movements or on the board side, we'll go ahead and call for a motion to approve resolution number 992, which is the cost of living adjustments for the non-represented staff.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 992.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded. Moving forward with resolution number 992, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 It's been approved. Thank you, staff, on that. Resolution number 993, which is a revision to the deferred compensation plan.
Okay, resolution 993 is also a resolution of the Board of Commissioners for giving the same benefit to the non-represented employees as the represented are getting, which is a matching of their deferred comp to start in 2023. It's also been reviewed by legal and recommended by staff.
Thank you. Any questions, comments from the board? Not seeing or hearing, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 993, which is a revision to the deferred compensation plan that would go into effect in 2023.
I make a motion we approve resolution 993.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve resolution 993 as recommended by staff and legal. Call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 It has been approved. Thank you, everybody, for all the work on that. I know that, well, we made it look easy because, well, we did it within a matter of minutes. You guys worked behind the scenes for probably the last few weeks, if not months, to make this happen. So thank you. Let's go on down to managers' reports. This is item 8 in the agenda. We will start with A, which is our general manager.
Do you want to do the two new ones that we approved with the agenda, which is 7C and 7D?
You are correct. Thank you. Man, see what happens when you get to be my age. So let's start with 7C. We're going back up to the previous. So any discussion on who wants to be the chair for the board for the 2021 year and also the secretary for the 2021 year?
And my only comment there is, the latest turn with our city partners around disagreements on contracts and so forth. I think continuity in terms of president would make sense. So I would encourage you, if you're willing, Dan, to continue as president.
Well, I have no issue with it. I like how smooth you made that sound. So I would also recommend that you continue in the role as the secretary of the board, if so desired.
Okay, I can do that if Jennifer's so inclined.
I'm good with that.
Okay, when things really get nasty, we'll make Jennifer the president. So
So I'll go and make a motion for the 2021 Board of Commissioner direction would be President, myself, Secretary would be Commissioner Koshi, and obviously we still have Commissioner Jennifer Stevenson.
Commissioners, this is Brad.
Yes.
May I suggest, since that wasn't on the agenda for the special meeting, that you do that at the next meeting, either regular or special?
Okay, you just want us to table that one?
Yeah, the discussion is fine. The action should be put off until the next meeting. And discussion is fine on this item and the next item, but any action should be taken at a meeting. If this were a regular meeting, you could take the action, but since it's a special meeting, the action needs to be on the agenda, and it's not on the agenda. So.
No problem. We'll just call it dead for a lack of a second, but we will move it over to the first meeting in January 2021 and finalize it. So thank you, Brad, for pointing that out. That's why we have good legal counsel to keep the electeds out of the fire. So now we'll move on down to 7D, which is we have the utility committee. We're trying to set the calendar. So in January 2021, for those present, the sewer district now will set the agenda for the year. We switch every year between the city and the sewer district. So we kind of try to set an agenda so when we go into our meetings, we have an understanding of what we're going to be talking about, and trying to keep it in our thoughts on planning, which could be the comprehensive plan, capital budgeting, and things like that. I do know just that we've had some discussion in regards to at the last utility meeting towards the end that there were some agenda items that we did want to put on for the January one to have some discussion on. So I don't know if we just want to kind of shelve this and also discuss it at the first meeting in January to kind of finalize the thoughts on what we want to do and get some input.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we got January 21st, so we're going to meet 4 times next year per contract. We can meet more if there's good reason and consensus on both sides to do so. But we got January 21st, so I would suggest we find a date in April, a date in July, and a date in October. And I think typically capital planning activities are kind of mid-year-ish usually. So, I mean, we could have that type of discussion there, and then certainly October would, start lining up on where we are estimating we're going to finish the year and rates and, whatever else might come up. But I'd say we set expectations around those 4, and we can certainly talk about it at the 21st meeting. But I thought it'd be good to come in with a specific proposal. As mentioned from last Thursday's meeting, we have the entertaining any recommendations the city might have on the employee retention, as well as the designated fund assurance, the funds that we have set aside. Again, any recommendations that our city partners may decide to make or not. So those 2 would be specific to January. And then I think there's a series of items that we probably want on every agenda, and then we'll add them as needed from the city wants to see or that come up from the district. And in the list that I have as follows. I'd like to at least have since we're again in the context of us only meeting 4 times a year, lake level would be one of them. Attorney's fees, we agreed some time back that we're going to track the fees that are directly related to passing letters back and forth between the 2 entities. I saw that Mickey had compiled that for today, which is great. I haven't seen the city's update in a while, so I'd like that as a regularly reoccurring discussion point if it's nothing more than sharing where we're at that point in time. Financial, I think that's a good placeholder, provide our city partners if they have any questions specific. I don't see us going through in detail. We provide a lot of information, so I'd view that as a short item unless there's something specific we want to dive into. And if there are specifics, it'd be great to have that ahead of time, but we'll be prepared to answer any questions at the time in the meeting. But a financial one. Costco certainly is a reoccurring topic that's important. Civic Center would be one we'd want to touch on, I think. The wastewater treatment plant, I hope by our next meeting that's done. But if not, we'd want to have that on there. And then finally, the beautiful reoccurring omnipresent unification agreement and whatever discussion would be appropriate at the given time between the parties on that one. So those would be the reoccurring ones. I'm sure I'm missing something or whatever, but that at least we can kind of set the expectations, set the month. We can maybe even calendar days in the month once we get together in January. But that's what was in my mind. So let me go on mute and see if there's discussion on that, or if that makes sense, or if we want to do something different.
I like the idea of setting the dates and getting them on the calendar. I think that sets us up for, good meetings and everyone's prepared.
No, I would agree. I think that we know that we have, we're bound by the unification agreement at least quarterly. So I think that it's appropriate for us just to put in at least the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, put those hard and fast in our dates. How we've generally done the fourth Tuesday of the month at 4 p.m. At least having those, and then as it kind of grows, because we do have a lot of topics, that's where I think we can fill in with further meetings. So I think that if at least we put on the calendar that we have the January is going to be our start, April's going to be, right in there, just trying to get it at least quarterly, and then we'll be able to discuss and add. But I do like the fact I think a lot of those topics, and maybe that's what we'll bring back at the next board meeting, just to be able to plug those items that you had just spoken about, Commissioner Koshi, into the mix. Present that at the 21st meeting when we have our utility meeting with the partners on the city side, just to see if they're in line, or do we want to move something or move it around. So there are some that are going to be hard and fast, where I think that we have to plan, like you're saying, is there going to be a rate increase in October? We need to take a look at that capital spending and that. So I think we're on target, but we definitely put into play the hard and fast for meetings that we're required to by unification agreement to meet on that quarterly basis. And then we adjust accordingly, which we seem to have adjusted a lot as a good working committee. So thank you for that. So I think if that's good, we can kick it around, and I know staff will present ideas back and forth as they take a look at what they've got coming up, because some of it goes in line with where their planning process too. So looking to staff, I'm going to assume, and I hate assuming, that does sound good. Okay, I see him saying pretty much yes. So we'll go ahead and plan around that, but we'll bring it back for the first meeting in January, just to put that in stone, and then present to our partners at the utility meeting saying, hey, this is what we put down there. We're open to suggestions. I think we're good. Nobody's yelling at me and making gestures that would indicate otherwise. So now that I think we have finished all of the new business items, let's move on down to number 8, which are managers' reports. And now we get to hear from the general manager.
All right, I have a few things for you today. So the Lake Stevens Sewer District has a small and attractive assets policy that goes along with Resolution 829, and it requires that items with a purchase dollar amount between $500 and $5,000 with a life expectancy over 1 year be inventoried twice a year. And that's done with a handheld computer, and then we track it in a software so that you can see that those things have been done twice a year. However, this year the software and the handheld were both obsolete by the end of the year. For the second one is a nice way to put it. It's pretty much just good to play solitaire now. So we have ordered a new one, but it hasn't come in yet. So that second inventory of the year is being done manually. So we are satisfying the the policy, but it will look differently to the auditors when they come in. So that's just for your information. The other thing is I've taken a look at how many in-person payments that we are getting. Roughly 6% of our customers are paying in person here at the Vernon Business Center. We've had up to 146 people drop off their payments in a single day here at the office. So with that, less than 1% are dropped off downtown, and it cost me about $100 in staff time to go pick those up at the drop box downtown. So what I would like to do is remove that drop box. I think now with the city moving forward with Festival Street and such, would be a good time to start messaging for our customers that drop box would be removed. We know who those people are that are dropping them down, so we have some time to communicate with them where they can drop off their bill up here at the office. There's a lot of staff support for removing it, as it's been a hassle to go downtown and get it. We've had everything from people's ballots to their library books that get dropped off in our bin, so I'm sure their sewer bills are also going to the wrong bin as well. So I would just ask for any commissioner feedback if that's okay with you, or not okay if you would like to see that bin stay downtown. But in my estimation from the analysis I've looked at so far, it looks like removing it can be done. I want to probably not pull it out until maybe March so that we have time to make sure that messaging to customers is done well.
As long as we message, I don't have an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I have no issue. I know that the city is, they're going to be completing the downtown, and I think the library building and that are going to be removed, and so those bins are probably going to be moving anyhow. So if we message, I'm fine with making it central up at the district location.
Okay, great. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was we did put in the budget that we heard about last month for a backfill of Roz's position as she moves into HR. And I would like to move forward with hiring an individual. I've already run it past legal. We did interviews last year when we were hiring Roz. And we did our due diligence in that process. And I know that our second individual that we were really interested in may still be interested in coming to the district. And I'd like to be able to offer that employment on an actual part-time basis and not full-time if commissioners are okay with that.
Any comments by the commissioners?
It's fine with me.
Yeah, I don't have any issue. I mean, it's a part-time, it's just backfilling where we're already moving a position out. So I have no issue with that. Commissioner Stevenson, any comments?
Yep. No, I'm good with it too. Sounds good.
Okay. And then other than that, I think Jonathan will talk about the busy night we've had, but staff has been amazing and ongoing training for me as they help me learn what's happening around here and keep me up to speed, and things are going really smoothly. So I appreciate it.
Excellent, thank you. Well, I know you've had an exciting 3 weeks, and wow, 3 weeks down, probably another 15 years to go. But hey, good luck. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Let's go to the Assistant General Manager.
All right. So far this year, we've collected 320.21 general facility charges, and we've issued 426 permits. So currently, crews are surveying surface water impacts to the sewer system. We're seeing higher than usual pump run times, and we've received several customer calls. Every stormwater issue turns into a sewer issue, so our crews have been busy chasing those down, trying to decipher which is which, and we've been able to help out where we can. We had the lift station on Mitchell Road downtown. Last night we had to move some sandbags around to we had a river running through it at one point. So moved some sandbags around to isolate the lift station. And currently there's a couple of manholes downtown that are draining several areas of roads. So we're looking at putting some I&I inserts into our manhole covers that catch water or keep water from coming in the pick hole in the manhole lids. So yeah, it's been a busy couple of days.
Thank you. No, I know it was like biblical rains yesterday. I was amazed to see how much water came out, and then it all turned to snow, of course, and we have an inch or two on the ground, depending where you're located. So thank the crews for everything. I know that they have probably just been running their tails off. I kind of get a snapshot of what's going on in the county, and I know from the emergency services side for police and fire, they earned their money yesterday. So thank you for that. So moving on down to our treatment plant. Jim, I see you online, please.
Yeah, so we're doing okay down here. The flow did go up to 6 million gallons a day, which is quite a lot for us, but we had no issues. Jeff, the team, prepped for it, and we had no filterability problems with the MBR, so everything went smooth. And now we're preparing for tomorrow's sandwiches and bingo, and looking forward to Kevin to come down and bring his Secret Santa gifts to us. So we're looking good.
Just packs of $100 bills, Jim. Just packs of $100 bills.
Hey, singing our song.
Well, thank you. No, I figured you guys will be feeling all of that water coming through the system, because I think that every stream, river, and ditch in this community is at and above capacity. So, wow. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. City report. I know we've got the city administrator on. Gene, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for your help, staff, for dealing with water yesterday. I know everybody was out running about. They came across the trestle this morning, noticed the valley was all flooded, and everywhere I looked, there was water. So I appreciate the help on that. If you guys would like us to put a notice on our website about the drop box downtown being moved or relocated or closing, just let me know. Mariah, if you want to send a message, I would be happy to post that. We're also doing lean training on January 13th and February 3rd for our management staff, and we have extra positions that the district could fill if they're interested in that. There is a slight cost. I'm not sure what that is, Mariah, but if you want to reach out to Anya, we'd love to have you guys join in. Both days are 4 hours apiece. Pretty good program. Other than that, it's kind of a skeleton crew here this week, and so that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And yeah, no, that's great to see some training. So I know that our staff will probably see what we have and reach out. Move on down to commissioners' reports. I just want to mention, I do want to have a 15-minute executive session at the most. We probably won't use that at the end of this. But other than that, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a new year. If I don't see you before then, I know a lot of people are going to be out of town, visiting family and doing that. Please just be safe. And, 2021 is around the corner, believe it or not. So I look forward to it. Commissioner Koshi.
Yeah, I just encourage everybody to enjoy the time off that we have coming up, recharge, and well-deserved time. Looking forward to mixing it up with the plant tomorrow over some Jimmy John sandwiches and some good cheer. So appreciate everybody's work.
Thank you. Commissioner Stevenson.
I'm sad that I'm going to miss the Christmas party. I didn't know about the flooding and not about the snow until late last night. I am in Florida with my family, so enjoying family time down here, but wishing you guys all the best and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So thank you.
We are jealous. Just make sure you bring a little bit of that sunshine back when you do return. While it might be a little cold with sunshine, actually we have some sunshine now, but we'd like it until at least summer. So thank you with that. I would look to legal to announce in regards to our executive session. Like I said, it would take no longer than 15 minutes and no action to follow. But I will let legal make all those announcements and our other staff if they have any questions on that.
Prior to doing that, sorry, commissioners, if you're amenable, if we could do a special meeting the week of January 4th, we need to approve some progress payments for the projects we have ongoing. So between now and our next regular board meeting is 3 weeks. And so they're asking that we please get some payments to them at the 2-week time frame, if that would be all right. So we're looking at probably the week of January 4th, if that's possible, to set a special meeting.
I have no issue with that. I mean, we want to keep our good credit rating, so paying the bills is a requirement of keeping that. So I have no issue with that. If the other commissioners want to weigh in on those dates, or at least around that time, we can definitely set something up.
Would the 7th at 9 o'clock work?
I'm
Yeah,
open
that
to
works for
whatever
me.
works. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Would that work for the staff, the 7th at 9 o'clock?
Yes.
The 7th at 9 o'clock it shall be then. Well, I'll leave it to you guys to send us notifications so we don't mess that up.
Thank you.
Okay, legal, you're up.
Thank you very much. The commissioners will now recess into an executive session that will last until 10 o'clock. The subject of the subject of the executive session will be the prospect of litigation and contract negotiations. At the conclusion of the executive session, the commissioners will return to regular session, at which time the commissioners will return to the regular session and will adjourn the special meeting without any action and without any announcement concerning the discussion in executive session. So with that, the commissioners will now go into executive session. And Tara, are you managing the executive session?
Yep.
Was that a yes?
Yes, sorry, yes.
Okay.
Let me lock it.
Would you
Everybody is out.
Okay, good.
We can stop recording as well.
This conference will now be recorded.
So the Board of Commissioners back in session. We are going to extend for an additional 5 minutes. Go back, and then still no action to follow when we're completed.
This conference will now be recorded.
So the Board of Commissioners is back in regular session for the Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020 meeting. We are out of exec session with no action to follow, so we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
And I'll take a second.
I second.
Hearing that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I'm sure we'll all be seeing each other sooner than later. I know I'll be at the field office tomorrow, so woohoo! Look
Very
forward to
good.
my yummy sandwich.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.